You ever have one of those weeks where nothing seems to be going right? You're skipping workouts, not sleeping right, your focus is all over the place, and suddenly it feels like everything you've been building the past few months is breaking down, is falling apart. It's one of the worst feelings that you can feel. Not because you fail, but it's because you feel like you're back at square one again. And that's exactly the kind of mindset that I want to fix in this video. So today, I want to show you a 3-step reset method that helps me get back on my feet after a bad week. How I reflect, how I take action, and how I rebuild my momentum without hating on myself. So step 1 is reflecting without judging yourself. So here's how most people mess this up. They reflect on their week by attacking themselves. They start saying, I'm lazy, I fall off, I can't be consistent. Why me? That's not reflection. That's self-sabotage because you're talking yourself down. When I have a bad week, the first thing I try to do is separate what I did wrong and how I feel. I literally say to myself, okay, I skipped 2 workouts this week. I didn't stretch in the morning for the past few days. That's what happened. And it doesn't mean I'm lazy. It just means I slipped up. That happens to everyone. And it's normal. But the way you look at the situation will change everything. Because when you reflect on your week without judging yourself, you are not stuck with that guilty feeling. You're just looking at the simple facts, like data. And data can be fixed. Usually what I do is I take a page or I go on my phone and compare what I did last week to what I'm doing now. What was I doing in the morning? What was I doing in the afternoon? What was I doing at night that was different from this bad week and from the good week? That comparison gives me clarity, not guilt. Because once you start seeing why things went wrong, you stop taking it personally and you start taking it seriously. So step 2 is action journaling. Most people, when they're journaling, they write down how they feel, they vent. What I do is I write down what I need to do to fix my situation. Yes, it's good to vent. You have to speak what you feel sometimes. But you can't focus on what you're feeling all the time. You have to put action so that you can actually do what you need to do. So it looks something like this. Tomorrow, I'll wake up at 6. I'll start stretching first thing in the morning. I'll read a few pages. I'll eat breakfast and do all of those things before even touching my phone. Simple, clear, and actionable. Action journaling gives you the steps you need to improve your situation. The truth is, when you feel like you've lost your momentum, it's not motivation that you need. You need a plan. And I know it seems small or too simple, but that simple, small step is what actually brings you back on track. You stop trying to fix your whole entire life in one single day and focus on one thing or a couple of things, small things that you can improve in that day. For me, it's stretching in the morning. Once I stretch in the morning, everything else falls into place. Even if I don't train that day, even if I don't eat the right food, if I stretch for 10 minutes in the morning, I still feel like I'm in control. And that's the key. You shouldn't wait for motivation to come back and find you. You have to create it through small actions. And that's what action journaling does. It shifts your mind from thinking to doing. And step 3 is reset your goals with micro wins. After a bad week, most people try to overcomplicate it. They say, okay, next week, I'll go to the gym every day. I'll sleep for 8 hours every day. I'll eat the right food every day. That is very overwhelming, especially when you come from a bad week. And it could lead not to a reset, but to a potential burnout. And then you're back at square one again. Instead, do something way simpler. Set micro goals for yourself. Small goals. Pick one small good habit that makes you feel in control again. For me, it's stretching in the morning. As I mentioned, once I stretch first thing in the morning, everything for me falls into place because I feel like I'm in control of what I'm doing. For you, it may be reading or it may be even something completely different. But you have to find that good habit that will make you feel in control again. It just has to be one small habit, not something huge. One small thing can make a huge difference. You'll start training more consistently. You'll start sleeping right. You'll start eating right. Not because you forced yourself, but because your mind is back in the rhythm. You feel in control again. That's how you reset. Not through punishment, but through bringing yourself back into the rhythm. So here's a small mindset test to actually know if you're resetting or you're just pretending to. If your reset feels stressful, that means you're forcing it. It should be calm and relaxed because that's how you usually operate. That's your comfortable space. That's your rhythm. Because you're not trying to catch up to where you want to be. You're realigning yourself. That's what reflection, action journaling, and micro goals do. It realigns your mindset. You're not failing when you fall off. You're failing when you stay off. And that's the thing that most people don't get. They think once they make a small slip up or they're inconsistent for a couple of weeks, then all of a sudden everything is wrong, everything they're doing is wrong, and they start having a mental breakdown. But you have to think for yourself. It's okay to slip up. But the thing that isn't okay is to stay off track. Everyone has bad weeks. I've skipped workouts, a lot of workouts in my life. I've had nights where I didn't sleep very well. But the difference is I came back stronger because I didn't beat myself up about it. I just told myself, okay, I did this, didn't work, it wasn't good for me. Now I'm gonna try this and see if it works. That's how you should look at it. Don't take it personally. Try and put it in a plan to improve your situation. Because even when you feel down, you'll know what to do to bring yourself back up. Because here's the truth. You don't need a perfect week. You just need one good day to bring you back that momentum that you had. So next time you have a bad week, don't beat yourself up about it. Reflect, action journal, and set micro goals for yourself to get yourself back on track. That's how you reset your mind. That's how you get your momentum back. And that's how you keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fall. You will become the person you want to be by pushing through the times you want to quit.